So, here we go again. Application to the Ancient College of Heraldry for a Shakespeare coat of arms.
I don't know why you're bothering. We tried this years ago and got nowhere then.
Ah, but I was broke then and I'm not anymore. Well, Will ain't. Money talks and it's gonna say, John Shakespeare, gentleman.
Glaring contradiction in terms, though that may be.
If you really want to be a gentleman, you could start by not constantly fussing about with your dangling tackle.
He hangs on to it while he's talking to people. I'm like, please, just die.
I have a bit of a fossick. It's not a crime.
One of the few things you do which isn't, Dad.
Why waste our money on trying to make that dirty old go posh?
Because his shame reflects on me, wife. I am the most divinely gifted poet in Christendom, and yet because I'm also the son of the dodgiest geezer in South Warwickshire, all the other snootish poets do laugh at me and call me the Oik of Avon.
Brilliant.
But this is England, and so spurious, unearned social status will polish even the most stinksome Turdington. By which, of course, I mean you, Dad. Thus must I bribe the odious Robert Greene that the Shakespeares may be gentlemen. Or, in Dad's case, genitalmen.
Give it up, Mr. Shakespeare. You will never win a coat of arms. Your family be turnip-chewing country bumshankles without influence or connection. I doubt if you have so much as dined with a single person of rank or education in your entire life.
'Tis true, Master Green. Never did I dine with folderols, nor ever sup with pamperloins. But I do have £5.
Mr. Shakespeare, attempting to bribe an official of the crown is a criminal offense.
Bribe, sirrah? 'Tis but a gift, a token of my esteem. A very generous token of my esteem.
In which case, I accept it with thanks. Application denied. The door is behind you. Good day.
Unbelievable! The lick-spittle nincombunion kept my money and gave me nothing!
And him a gentleman. Who'd have thought it?
Such corruption! To cheat a man offering an honest bribe. I can scarce credit it. Can you credit it, Kate?
What? Sorry, wasn't listening. Caught up in my new book, Sir Walter Raleigh's latest biggie. The discovery of the large, rich and beautiful empire of Guyana with the relation of the great and golden city of Manoa, brackets, which the Spaniards call El Dorado, close brackets.
Catchy title.
Isn't it? I just can't get enough of these thrilling accounts of adventure and discovery. Queued all night for this one, got it signed too, which, incidentally, Sir Walter charged for, which I thought was a bit off considering without us, he'd be nothing.
Sorry, without who, Kate?
Us, his fanaticals. We made him.
This would be a man who, among other things, established the first English colony in North America, named Virginia for the Queen, and brought potatoes to these shores.
Yes, that's right.
And you made him.
Absolutely.
Kate, it'd be a man's achievements that raise him up. Fame itself is ephemeral. It'd be like the tasty snack that a fond mother packs for the eager schoolboy against the hunger of the long afternoon.
What?
Gone by lunchtime.
But you want to be famous, don't you?
As a poet, Bottomy, if fame itself be more important than the means by which it be got, then will there dawn a day in Albion where we simply watch a gaggle of inadequates sitting about in a house and call them famous?
I think that could actually be quite an interesting social experiment.
It might start out that way, Kate, but it would soon degenerate into a fatuous game of who bonketh whom. Just off to Mr. Green's dinner party, Kate, but I wanted to drop Othello's hanky back.
Oh, no problem, Mr. Shakespeare. I've had quite a few prezzies since then. A bead necklace, a hollowed-out gourd, a potpourri of scented leaves and berries contained within the dried scroting sack of a defeated foe. Hottie's so romantic.
A hottie?
Oh, yes, 'tis my pet familiar for him. I fashioned it out of the first syllable of his name and the fact that I find him extremely and totally hot.
Yes, I think I got that.
He calls me Sweet Tits, which no doubt be a reference to adorable baby birds.
Yes, and tell me, Kate, have you yet confessed to Prince Othello that you are not, in fact, the Duchess of Northington, but a naughty imposter?
Oh, Oh, Mr. Shakespeare, Hottie won't mind that. He loves me, and amor vincit omnia.
Yes, hang on, I know this.
Virgil, love conquers all.
Love conquers all. Could have sworn that was one of mine. Virgil, you sure?
Quite sure. Nearly 2,000 years ago.
Right, so definitely out of copyright. And tell me, Kate, how do you see this relationship developing? Do you imagine yourself as the future Mrs. Othello?
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Shakespeare. He's admitted to me that he's polygamous. And so if we married, I would in fact be one of 17 Mrs. Othellos.
Goodness, Kate. Could a proud Englishwoman ever accept such a demeaning situation?
Well, you see, Mr. Shakespeare, if, as a proud English woman, I marry a proud English man, he immediately takes all my property and has the right to make of me his slave and beat me without fear of law.
As would the Moor.
Yes, but with Othello, I would only get 1/17 of his attention. Whereas in England, I would have to put up with some brutal bastable all on my own. For an Elizabethan woman, marriage is a percentage game.
Right, yes, I see that.
Plus, think of the adventure. To be with such a man as the Moor, a warrior who has sailed afar and seen the anthropophagi and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders.
Yes, well, I must admit that does sound like pretty exciting stuff. There was one other thing. I wanted to ask a favour. As you know, I'm hoping to petition the College of Heralds to grant the Shakespeares a coat of arms. Robert Greene has let slip that were so great a man as General Othello to plead my cause, Greene might be better disposed to consider it. So I was wondering...
Of course, Mr. Shakespeare. I'll have a word with Hottie, and I'll lay it on really thick. I'll say you're absolutely amazing and totally wonderful. Now, you have a lovely evening with Mr. Greene. I'm going to bury myself in Sir Walter Raleigh's book and dream of Hottie taking me in all those exotic places.
To, Kate? You mean taking you to all those exotic places?
I kind of think I know what I mean.
I expect you're all famished after your long journey. Well, there's a fine stew on the fire. Bottom, will you dish up?
Suppose I better I'd do. Whoever it was who coined the phrase, a change is as good as a rest, obviously wasn't a servant.
That was me, wasn't it? Yes, I think that's definitely one of mine.
So when my gran used to say that to me when I was a tiny, tiny lad, she was quoting you then, was she?
You really have got to stop taking well-known sayings and claiming you wrote them, Will. You're better than that, you know you are.
So, what's this new historical crap you're writing then, Will?
I'm going for the biggie, Dad. Henry VIII.
Henry VIII? I can't imagine anyone wanting to watch dramas about him or any of the Tudors.
That devil destroyed the one true faith.
Mum, we do not call Catholicism the one true faith. It was the one true faith under the last Queen. Under the current crazed Harridan, it is satanic heresy. Do try and keep up.
I don't think Mr. Shakespeare should cover Henry VIII either, Mrs. Shakespeare. The man's life was one long catalogue of religious hypocrisy, domestic violence, and murders of convenience.
Sounds like my kind of play.
I'm sure he had a good side, some redeeming features.
Dad, he cut off 2 of his wives' heads.
I am aware, my sweet.
He didn't just say, oh, you don't really get me anymore, we need to give each other space. He cut off their heads.
Well, sometimes with relationships, it's better to make a clean break. Now, come on, everyone. We're looking for King Harry's positive points.
Well, he made Wales and England into one kingdom.
I think I'll leave that out. Not making any friends on either side there.
Although, of course, the Union did make sound economic sense, promoting growth by breaking down trade barriers and allowing for free movements of goods, services and labour.
Yes, Kate, but if there's one thing we know about the British, be we Welsh, Scottish, or, pardon me for living, English, it's that when it comes to a choice between sound economic sense and bloody-minded petty nationalism, then the world can get Stufflingtoned because we want our countries back, no matter how small, cold, wet, or utterly impoverished they may be. Anything else?
He wrote green sleeves.
He did not write green sleeves. That is a common misconception, which no doubt will be corrected with time.
He was a great scholar for all his boorish, violent ways. He wrote Assertio Septem Sacramentorum, a staunch defence of Catholicism, for which Pope Leo X gave him the title Defender of the Faith.
This would be the faith that a week later he started burning people for believing in.
The one true one.
No, Mum. Satanic heresy. You've got to try and get your head round that. Anything else?
Well, plenty, but none of it very nice. He passed the succession law, which declared his own daughters illegitimate.
Yes, not a good look. One thing calling your kids a couple of little bastables, we all do that. But it's another to make it an act of parliament. This is going to be tougher than I thought.
I'm telling you, Mr. Shakespeare, do Henry V, the hero of Agincourt.
And I'm telling you, Kate, he was a self-righteous bore. If I wrote a play about him, I'd have to come up with some other really memorable character to draw focus. Some gross and bawdy, but ultimately pathetic figure who could lead Prince Hal astray, thus mitigating his piety and creating a good dynamic for when Hal becomes king and must renounce his gadsome ways.
Oh, that sounds promising.
Yes, but what form would this character take? Who could I base it on?
Here, Bottom, look at my parsnip. It's like a giant cod dangle with a couple of hairy Bollingbrookes. Brilliant!
Yeah.
Supper, if you please, Shakespeare.
Sir, an agent of the Crown has lodged himself in this house. You must leave at once.
Never. The road is dangerous and the night is wild. I shall leave early on the morrow. But fear not, till then will I keep to my room and be absolutely silent and discreet.
Yes, you must.
Apart, of course, from celebrating midnight mass later. What? Send supper to my room?
I'm Gertrude, a very sinful woman, and am come under cover of darkness to visit a gentleman in this house.
Good. Excellent. I must say, the Stratus tarting slaps has smartened up. Bottom, take this young lady up to Mr. Marlowe.
No sooner said than done.
Now that is one of mine, isn't it?
You can't claim to be inventing the entire English language.
Can't I, Botsky? Watch this space. Now, take Miss Gertrude to Mr. Marlowe. Let's hope she can keep Kit busy all night and the two of them make enough of a row to cover a midnight mass.
Oh, by the way, Shakespeare, this evening a certain member of the local gentry will be visiting to take communion.
What?
The Lady Gertrude is expected tonight.
What?
Send her up when she arrives. I'll hear her confession in my room.
I'm Gertie, a very sinful woman, and I'm come under cover of darkness to visit a gentleman in this house.
Ah, Lady Gertrude. I've been expecting you. Come to my chamber and we shall have a divine service.
Oh, that's what I'm here for, kind sir.
No! You object, boy?
Wrong Gertrude.
First, I would speak with you of my deepest and most shameful thoughts.
Ooh, loving that, yeah. Bit of dirty talk does it for me. Fire away.
And if my sins be too great for forgiveness, then must I verily be flagellated.
Not normally my scene, but I don't mind experimenting a bit.
And finally, must I be brought to a state of ecstatic grace.
You and me both. Right, let's get to it.
Kit, you got the wrong tarting slap. This one's yours.
Well, then who's this?
Mine. And Anne's. We become Swingletons. You know what goes on in boring country towns. We're all at it. We park our hay carts in quiet cul-de-sacs and watch each other.
Et filius, et spiritus sanctus. Amen.
Looks like you got away with it, Master. Kept them both busy.
Yes, but it was close. We nearly delivered a Catholic noblewoman to a government agent and a lowly tarting slap to a crazed religious zealot.
Well, I've turned some tricks in my time, but that ancient doddering old arsemonger was the weirdest. He just wanted to serve me wafers and wine and talk Latin to me. Still, whatever turns them on. The price is still the same. A copper penny.
Oh, my goodly godlingtons. Gertrude was the tartling slap.
Which means Gertie was the noblewoman, and we sent her to Marlowe.
Well, I must say, that was the most divine service I've ever had. I feel I've been to heaven and back. The Eucharist has certainly changed since I last had it ministered. In the old days, you kept your clothes on, and the priest only put a biscuit in your mouth. Now, money.
Money?
For the offertorium. A good Catholic never forgets alms for the poor. Here is a copper penny. Believe me, it was worth it. Priests were never like that before the Reformation.
How can this be? I feel my pulse quicken and my boobingtons do palpitate most mightily. 'Tis very madness. And yet, when he practices the sweet words of romance, I do totally find myself going diddly-doo-dah.
They're doing a lot of talking to themselves, which in my experience means things are going to start going very wrong.
Kate. Babes. Bambina.
See?
I love you. Like the wild pig, I long to snuffle your truffle. Can I hope that you love me?
Yes, yes, I love thee too.
Result, and yet late tonight I must to Verona. My ship awaits.
Hi, Sirrah. 'Tis against such a day that we have studied here in our little Verona. I, your Contessa, with a noose always at your service.
Pardon?
She means me.
Right, yes. Absolutely. Bit of a leap. Anyway, right now I must to the tavern, there to meet my sidekick, Valentine, but I shall return tonight for one final farewell.
Oh, until tonight, gentle Christopher.
Please call me Kit. I am your Kit. Oh, such irony. I, your Kit, must get off when all I desire is for you to get your Kit off.
Oh, such a poetic soul.
Kate, weren't you listening? He said he wants to get your kit off.
Yes, but in a nice, romantic way.
Clear the decks, cancel all appointments. Green has tricked me into writing the wrong play for our new patron. He wants a light, romantic comedy set in an exotic location.
What are you going to do? You're absolute crap at comedy.
I am not crap at comedy.
Oh, you are a teeny bit crap at comedy, Mr. Shakespeare.
How can you say that? It's just mad. Every single history I've ever writ has contained at least one hilarious scene in which poor people of low social status with amusing names like Doll Tearpants and Ned Snatchbutt acted stupidly. So funny. But I've only ever done comedy scenes, never a whole comic play.
Well, at least all will be peaceful here, Mr. Shakespeare. My Italian lessons are done. Brave Kit must away on his country's service.
Yes, I passed him on the stair. He seemed different, as if some strange and luminous light shone from within. Possibly he bit on a bad oyster and was struggling to keep his buttocks clenched. Till he didst make the shitting ditch. Child, there is a blush to your cheek, and your boobingtons do palpitate most mightily. Have you been eating maggoty cheese?
'Tis not maggoty cheese which doth palpitate my boobingtons.
No, it's a cheesy maggot.
Rotten! 'Tis not so.
She's only gone and got all diddly-doo-dah over Mr. Marlowe.
Kate, can this be true? Be you diddly-doo-dah over Mr. Marlowe?
Yes, and he is not a cheesy maggot. He's just a bad boy who needs a good girl. And what's more, he's diddly-doo-dah over me.
Kate, I'm sure he thinks he is, but that's Kit. He's a gadabout, like the newly discovered American hummingbird that doth flit from bud to bud, spreading wide the soft, damp petals, plunging deep its beak and lapping full fervent at the nectar within, using its curiously long and agile tongue.
Gosh, Mr. Shakespeare.
You're not helping, Master.
Ho, Sirrah!
Who comes? Sorry, bit blurry. These damn roses have made my eyes water. I do suffer from the summer snottage.
Sweet. He doth seek to hide his love from me with the old summer snottage excuse.
See, he did not recognize her.
His eyes are watering. He's got the summer snottage.
It is not the bloody summer snottage. It's because she's wearing puffling pants and a boy's hat.
Tell me, what is your business here?
Why, only to serve you, my lord. I am but a poor English boy, far from home.
Gadzooks, here's a happy chance. A servant will be useful in my pursuit of the divine Contessa. Very well. Boy, you may enter my service and know straight away that I do love.
Joy, he thinks only of me.
See, my love comes.
What?
Now hide we must behind this small tree, which, by strict convention, will render us invisible.
I thought this might happen. Kit's eye has lit upon another. Brilliant. That's the Act 2 opener right there.
Poor Kate. Her heart will be broken.
Not for long. Soon will she reveal herself as a girl and Marlowe's love will be rekindled.
Or not.
'Tis mine own Sylvia. Oh, is she not radiant?
Aye, sirrah. Radiant indeed. And yet, be there no sweet English girl at home whom you to hold in your heart?
Well, there was one, a bookish Polly Purepans whom I thought I did love, but I am so over her. La bella Sylvia be my love now. So far have I plighted my troth in vain. Therefore, I will send you in my stead. You are a charming, pleasant-voiced youth, and 'tis certain Sylvia will lend you her ear. Here, give her this token of my love.
Oh. This ring, sir, but surely 'tis most precious to you.
No, not really. Got it off at landlady's doors. I can't really see her having anything valuable to give away.
Save, perhaps, her heart?
Kit sends Kate to plead on his behalf with the very love token she gave him. Boom. Act 3 just wrote itself.
What a total bastable.
Don't worry. When she reveals herself, all will be well, and I'll have my finale.
Or not.
Madam, forgive my intrusion, but I bring word from my master, Christopher Marlowe.
Signor Marlowe? Well, what says he, girl?
Boy. I am a boy.
I see you are confused with your gender. Or perhaps just curious is more common than people think. Well then, boy, trapped in a girl's body. What a message have you for me?
Only that my master does love you full well, and as a token of his love, does offer you this nipple ring, which didst pierce the nipples of his forebears.
Zoons. This lad doth have the very gift I gave Kate. It is Kate. Come in disguise, the better to be near me. And I've just sent her to declare my love for Sylvia. Awkward?
You go tell your master that both of my nipples be already pierced with finer jewels than this, huh? Besides, I do love another. My Valentine.
And I love thee.
A second lover. Brilliant. I'll certainly use that. And now will Kate reveal herself.
You are right to spurn Marlowe, Contessa. For once, he did love me.
See how she does shake out her hair most ravishingly. Now will Marlowe love her once again.
Kate, I've been a fool. Forgive me.
Boom. Textbook stuff. I predict a double marriage.
Or not.
Sylvia, will you give me your hand?
Yes.
Kate, will you give me your hand?
Yes.
What did I tell you?
The English foreplay, I've heard of this. Summon the priest. Bring the candles, burn the incense, let the twin weddings begin.